Okay, so this is going to be breaking down the Alex versus Yun matchup, how SHO plays it against Genki in a first to five that they did for me to showcase the matchup. Um, it's very one-sided, and there's a reason for that. So we're going to take a step-by-step look at all this. There's going to be lots and lots of pausing to explain the thought process behind certain things, what Yun wants to be doing, what Alex is probably going to be trying to do, and all that jazz. So, from the beginning, it's important to note here the spacing that they're at. Alex can't really contest with any buttons if Yun wants to do anything. All Alex can do is sweep. So he has to jump in, or he has to reposition himself so that he can attack Yun. Or he can try to whiff punish a crouching medium kick with a standing medium kick of his own. Um, he can opt for, EX elbow slash or something if he has meter. He can try to stomp, but obviously that's not really the best choice. He can neutral jump. He can stand heavy kick, which isn't that great of a choice. Yun's options though have him able to whiff dive kick in front of him, hit him with dive kick, neutral jump in or empty jump in. Alex can obviously empty jump in as well. They both have the jump in options. They also have the ability to, hit each other with certain specials. Yun with shoulder, although it's reactable at this range, and dash punch. So in most situations, Yun's going to opt to try to build meter or try to get in. The meter that Alex has dictates a lot of his choices, so it's very important to be able to figure out what to do based on your opponent's meter, especially in this matchup. So he starts out by doing a whiff dive kick into a throw. And the reason for this is because the worst case scenario, Alex throws and it goes immediately back to neutral, which is the same positioning they started at. And then if he gets the throw, then, he gets screen positioning. So he gets a back throw. And after this, he does super jump, light kick, dive kick to maintain space away from Alex because Alex is close to the corner now. He doesn't want to be back thrown, similar to how you would play against a Urian or a Denjin Ryu or something with meter. You don't really want to put yourself in a position to get cornered easily. And Alex's throw in general against twins is very difficult to deal with. And the reason for this is because you have a one frame quick rise timing. It's a just frame. It's 1 or 2 frames. Um, so it's incredibly difficult to actually react to. And it's something you need to practice a lot as far as the timing goes. Same thing goes for Hugo's normal throw. And it's why a lot of the times that Alex will opt for normal throw, even in situations where he can go for a command throw, because he knows that there's a chance that he gets that free Oki, because there's no quick rise. So at this spacing in particular, Yun has a couple options. Shoulder, neutral jump, X, so dive kick, jump heavy punch, jump heavy kick, jump medium kick. He has crouching medium kick to try and counterpoke Alex. He has far standing heavy punch, forward fierce, light punch shoulder, medium punch shoulder, dash punch, sweep, and far standing medium punch if he takes a micro step forward. So he opts for the sweep. Now, let's go back 5 seconds. So if you look at this spacing here, this is basically the spacing after a throw tech off of a blocked sweep. Now from this far away, Alex only has two real options. He can either jump to try to get in, or he can attempt to dash to get in, or walk in. Light punch shoulder deals with both. It is whiff punishable, but Alex doesn't have pretty much any meter whatsoever. So him getting on the offense really isn't that big of a deal. Especially because, filling the screen with something is going to keep him at bay more often than not. And the light punch shoulder can hit the startup of a jump at certain spacings, and it can also hit the dash. So he wants to dash in, either to back throw or to get pressure, and he gets shouldered for it. And then after the shoulder, Yun can freely jump away, especially if he does not have EX elbow rush on deck. So here Yun is going to try to build meter, or play Muhammad Ali and float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, well, he'll run away and then go back in. So when you're jumping away, you're almost never going to get hit by anything. So jump back whiff heavy punch is an important thing that you need to do, and then he immediately can do crouching medium punches. Similar to other characters, varying between crouching medium punch and crouching light punch is something that SHO does. To allow him to get different timings on a crouching medium kick buffered into a dash punch. You may not see it that often in this set, but it's something that he does. The Kobokushi, the palm, is an important part of this matchup as well, at least in how SHO uses it, as a way to stop jumps or to force Alex to respect the fact that he's willing to put that out there at certain ranges where he knows that he's not going to be punished, and that it's a relatively good chance that Alex is going to be jumping in. Because it's very hard for Alex to hit a palm at certain distances with jump heavy kick or jump heavy punch or something. So he has to commit to an empty jump throw. Or what Genki's doing here is a Genki bomb. Now if you don't know what a Genki bomb is, basically it's jumping and then whiffing a button, specifically with Alex jumping heavy punch or medium punch, mostly medium punch, and then landing and doing throw or command throw. Now, it's important to note that Genki has no meter, and part of this is a way to condition your opponent to tech when you land from a whiffed air normal. Because when Alex has meter, he has the ability to just throw out super as a way to counter throws because it's invincible on its startup. So it's a good tool to get back to neutral, and it's also a good tool just in case you manage to get the throw. But because of the meter discrepancies in particular, Yun can just tech throw or opt to throw as soon as Genki lands no matter what. Because Genki has no other choice. Or he can opt to try to, punish with 1, 2, 3 or something, but that's high and low parryable, and it's a risk. So as you can see there, you get the throw, and then after the throw, he's either going to go for forward heavy punch because of the meter. There's not really much that Alex can do. Or he's going to go for shoulder, again to fill the space. So he goes for shoulder, and then Alex misses his whiff punish. And again, that puts him back at a distance where he can safely build meter, and he's almost at meter now. So you can just slowly build his meter, and then when he knows that he's getting really close, Alex is likely to want to get in to stop him from immediately getting the meter to activate. Because if Alex doesn't contest Yun while he's trying to build meter, he's just giving him the meter for free, and even with Yun's back to the corner, there's not a whole lot Alex can do while he has Genajin on other than attempt to stomp. So he fills the screen and he gets whiff punished. But that's not really a bad trade. He's been whiff punished once for his shoulders, and Alex has gained not even EX meter. So again, opts for empty jump forward to try to force Yun to do something, and then he gets 1, 2, 3'd when he lands. So this is an important thing in the matchup in that your screen carry can consist of starting from 1, 2, 3, and then another thing going from crouching leg kick or standing medium kick into a standing roundhouse, Kara standing heavy punch, and then heavy punch dash punch to continue. So, this is usually the best way to get corner carry from one corner to the other, and it's the easiest way to get corner carry if you want to maintain corner pressure. while getting pretty much the best damage that you can. He messed up and he did medium punch dash punch instead of heavy punch. Um, when they did this, SHO was a little bit out of practice, but there's no excuses. Obviously, SHO is still one of the best in the world. So he does the empty jump and then immediately does the medium kick dive, close to a medium kick, because after a dive kick like that, it's likely that Yun is going to go low and um, the stomp or EX stomp, depending on what you do, can go over it. The crouching light kick, that is. So it was a way to hedge his bets that even if he jumped to try to get away, or if he tried to do stomp or tried to contest with a button, that he would just get hit. He messes up his shoulder, his ender, I should say, and he keeps him in the corner with a couple buttons. While Alex is in the corner, crouching medium kick and standing medium kick are both very strong, and then neutral jump heavy punch, and depending on your spacing, neutral jump dive kick. So he's just content to build meter at this point and keep him cornered, because Alex doesn't have anywhere close to meter, and after he's showing that he's willing to build meter, he's also showing that he's willing to fill the screen with a shoulder, because Alex needs to get in one way or another. Again, the whole jump or dash thing. Gets a confirmed dash punch, and then this is an important situation because this is one of the only times in this set when Alex does not have meter that you're going to see SHO just opt to activate. And I'll explain that in the next time that it comes up. Misses the ender. So again, he goes right back to that spacing where jump heavy punch is a safe jump. There's nothing that Alex can do as a punish if you do that at the correct timing. So he's walking in and out as well while he's building his meter, and now Alex almost has his meter. So he's going to try to get in, obviously, to stop Yun from building his meter. Double dash is fine from the Alex, especially because he has no life. It's hard for him to play extremely passive, because if he just lets Yun build meter, one super is not going to kill Yun. So he would need at least one mix-up post super to win. And it's a tall bet, or a tall glass to fill, um, to get that at this particular point in life management. So again, he's just filling the screen. Opts for a dash punch, maybe to try and hit him. So the thing against Alex is that other than sweep, lows are not that effective. If you let your opponent hit you, you're less likely to get tick thrown because of the hit stun. And he's always going to go off of a low light kick or a low medium kick for his tick throws. Unless he's up close, then maybe a standing light punch. Simply because those are his best buttons to do so. So when Alex doesn't have meter like this, Yun can freely not block low. Because he doesn't want to get hit with standing heavy punch, and he doesn't want to get hit with any other high. Getting hit with lows doesn't really matter. It still pushes Alex back to the point where he needs to commit to something else to keep you cornered. So again, we have that same situation, round start. And this time, he's just opting to stop Alex from trying to get in before he activates. So he throws out the shoulder. He's a little bit too slow on the reaction, doesn't get a punish. And then Yun's just neutral jump, light kick, dive kick. He tried to activate there and not do the dash punch, but, it's whatever. He does jump back Heavy Punch specifically to stop if Alex tries to jump after him with a super jump or something, and then he can just activate if he wants to. But Alex didn't have meter, there was no reason that he needed to activate at the particular moment, but now Alex does have meter. And he's going to dash in. So he opts to try to throw tech, but he misses it, and as you see, he misses quick res, and now Alex gets a free jump in. Gets parry 1, 2, 3, and then gets his corner carry. Reset. And now at this point, Alex has meter, Yun needs to build his. He needs to keep Alex cornered and not put himself in a position where Alex can use his meter. So he doesn't want to give him the opportunity to do wake up super or wake up parry anything into super or wake up back throw something, and then give him EX meter to work with to keep him in the corner. So he's going to maintain spacing. Again, he gets the jumping heavy punch at the safe jump distance, and at this point, he knows that Alex needs to jump in, so he can just jump back heavy punch to beat a Genki bomb attempt or to possibly trade with a jump in heavy punch from Alex himself. Now he knows that, again, Alex needs to get in before Yun can activate, so he can fill the screen with a shoulder if he chooses to dash, and it's a little hard to punish the shoulder if Alex had jumped at this point. He messed up the under there, but it's okay because after the dash punch, he immediately walks back out of throw range, and then he goes back to the difference between crouching medium kick, standing medium kick, palm, neutral jump heavy punch, neutral jump light kick, dive kick into whatever. He just opts to keep him cornered. And as soon as Alex gets to sweep, he has to dash up. But he has to double dash in order to get anything, right? Or he has to dash and then do his elbow slash like he's doing, not elbow slash, flash chop like he does here. So flash chop whiffs, and then he can whiff punish it with dash punch. So you'll notice that in this matchup, SHO is always staying at the maximum range for jump because it's not profitable for Alex to jump at max range in some cases. And if he's not able to do that, he'll always stay at max crouching medium kick range because that is the distance at which Alex can jump and SHO can dash punch or walk under him as he jumps forward. Or he can contest him with crouching medium punch or whatever he wants to do. So again, contesting the start with a standing medium kick as opposed to a shoulder or a jump back or a walk back, whatever. Alex jumps, and as you can see here, he proximity guards with jumping heavy kick, and then he lands and he knows that he's going to be trying to throw him. He has no meter, so there's no reason not to try and tech. Now, he's slowly getting pushed to the corner, so this is why he opts to do his shoulder. Genki's walking forward, he gets the punish, and after a sweep again, you have to dash in twice or dash in and then jump in order to maintain pressure against your opponent with Alex. So he opts to just keep Yun in the corner. And when Yun doesn't have meter, and even if Alex doesn't have meter, it's best to try to goaltend him. Simply because the less time that he has to build meter, and he can't safely build meter while he's in the corner by whiffing buttons. So he has to be patient and wait to find a way out. So he'll immediately jump forward after the whiffed forward medium punch because he knows it's relatively safe to do so. And then after the dive kick, he knows that he can jump forward. Unless Alex contests with a button immediately. In which case he goes back to 0, because Genki doesn't have any meter, and there's not really a whole lot he can get off the reset. So he gets away, whiff punishes the elbow, or the flash chop, and now he has corner control. And the whole idea here is to just keep Genki in corner control. So as soon as he gets the knockdown, now this is where, because Genki doesn't have meter, SHO gets to make him guess. So they're going to play rock, paper, scissors. Now SHO wants to activate, but Genki wants to stop him from activating. But if Genki opts to low parry and Yun does standing medium kick, he eats a lot of damage. If he opts to high parry and he gets hit with crouching medium kick, he eats a lot of damage. So that means that it's most likely that if you want to take a guess, you're having a 50% chance of eating about 50% of your life, and that's a very risky play to go about doing, just to attempt to get that back throw or something, because he doesn't have enough meter to super or anything to get the corner as well as decent damage. So let's see what he does. So he walks forward, walks back, crouch, medium kick, activate. Now, he's already shown earlier that he wants to do a couple pokes before he goes for his command throw, so he does the command throw immediately. Conditioning. So this is where he gets his corner combo, messes up his ender. Did the wrong combo completely, actually. But that's okay. Goes for a whiff dive kick into a throw, and then he just stays away from Alex. And he stays at max distance for crouching medium punch to not be throwable. And at the same time, it's max distance for crouching medium punch into palm, like you would use against Dudley or Hugo, so that you can fill the space if Alex tries to do something after he blocks. So if he tries to jump, if he tries to do elbow slash, if he tries to dash, if he tries to do whatever, while you're far away to try to get that dash back throw or something, then, the palm is out there and he can't react if he dashes. And then SHO just builds meter, and at that exact same spacing that he was at, let's go back 5 seconds and watch again. So it puts him right under the timer. He whiffs. And at this spacing, as you can see, Genki tries to jump in and do heavy punch. But this doesn't work, because obviously he gets hit with palm. And that lets SHO get dash punch, and then this puts him in the exact same situation where if he didn't need that crouching medium punch to activate, he would have gone for a set play. Or not a set play, but a rock, paper, scissors with his opponent. Genki, even with a hit, would not get enough meter for super. And he has a long way to come back. So it's a safe way to use his meter. So again, he starts the match with a standing medium kick. So he's started every other round with standing medium kick so far. So it's either jump in heavy kick dive or medium kick dive kick with, throw, walk back, standing medium kick, standing medium kick, standing medium kick, and then neutral jump. So another important thing in this matchup is that you'll see here he whiffs standing light kick, and then Alex does the elbow slash. Now, he whiffs the standing light kick there, and the punch comes out because he's buffering dash punch into his light kick. And the reason for that is standing light kick actually beats both regular and EX elbow slash at that range. So Yun can freely buffer standing light kick into dash punch as long as you're fast enough. And there's no repercussions whatsoever, other than Alex possibly jumping in at you, in which case you can react. So the other thing is that after a blocked elbow slash, the only real choice that Alex has, he has 3 choices. He has sweep, dash, or jump. He can do crouching medium kick, but it's not that profitable. It doesn't get him much, other than a poke, and it pushes him far away again. He can't really do flash chop, although it is an option. So he has to commit to either a dash or a jump or a walk in order to change the positioning on his opponent. So proximity guard, jump heavy punch, whiff allows Genki to go for a throw, and SHO actually throws him before Genki can. And now they're at the same situation, where Yun can either crouching medium kick and a buffer dash punch to stop a dash, in which case Alex can jump over him, or he can do a plethora of different timinged light punch shoulders to not only stop the dash or the jump, but also certain walking situations, and it's very hard to auto walk and get the parry on this particular setup. So he does the light punch shoulder, and again, Genki doesn't react. So you'll see during this entire set, after every tech, SHO has done basically the same thing, and Genki has reacted to it 3 times, maybe. So it's very efficient, especially when Genki can't get like a hard punish off of it other than sweep, which, like I said before, um, Genki can't get any pressure because he has to double dash or dash jump, which still allows SHO time to react. So I wish I could go back a couple frames, but after the standing medium kick here, you'll notice that SHO walks forward 1 step because Genki walked back a step. This is round start spacing, and this is the spacing that you need to be at as often as possible in this matchup, because it gives you the most ways to deal with jump-ins, either with dash punch, with a jump of your own, walking under it, or crouching to a certain point where it becomes whiff. So there's a lot of different things at play at this distance where Alex doesn't really have the normals to do anything. Whereas Yun can fill the screen with a potential knockdown with crouching medium kick. And he can also shoulder, like light punch shoulder, like SHO has shown that he's willing to do. And then he also has standing medium kick. Walks under his jump and gets 1, 2, 3. Misses his combo. Zempo. So there SHO goes for a harder ender. And that's after the medium punch shoulder, you whiff a close standing medium punch, and then you go for crouching medium punch up kicks. So you get an extra 2.7 points of meter, almost 3 points, but it's a risk. Alex was too low after the shoulder for it to work. And now he's up close, dive kick, jump away. Obviously, he jumped forward and jump back parried, as you can see from his hands. And then he jump backs heavy punch. And then again, he keeps Alex at bay by using crouching medium kick. Alex can't really do anything as a punish for crouching medium kick other than sweep because of the distance. So he tries to keep him in the corner with the palm, blocks this. Now, this is another situation where Alex has to dash, or he has to jump, or he can backdash or whatever, and doing a shoulder is not a bad idea. Or you can just let him do whatever he wants. It's a spacing where he's neither in advantage or disadvantage. It's basically back to neutral. So again, the buttons that he's mostly using in this matchup are standing medium kick, crouching medium kick, crouching medium punch at certain ranges where Alex is not at a range where he can attempt to get in. And then also palm, jump back heavy punch, neutral jump heavy punch. It seems like a very basic formula that he's using. So dash punch at certain ranges will trade with jump and heavy punch, and then SHO gets a free jump in, or a free way to get in. So now that he gets this for free, he gets to activate for free. And now Genki has to make a decision if it's going to be high or low, and instead of dealing with that, he just attempts to backdash out. So from the Alex perspective, filling the screen while he has Ganagin with a flash chop stops the jump in, and it can stop a shoulder at certain timings, or an attempt at like a dash punch. So it's not a bad option. But as soon as he gets this, he immediately goes for dash up throw because the throw tech eats some time of the Ganagin, and SHO's not going to be able to really get back in. Although there he shows why he's one of the best, and he actually does crab walk into Kara crouching heavy kick, and while Genki is walking backwards, he gets hit by it. And again, he contests the jump with dash punch. At a lot of distances, if you do this dash punch, even if Alex parries, you go under him and he can't punish. So even the far standing medium kick, if parried, the only thing that he can do is sweep. So again, it's a relatively efficient way for SHO to uh, keep space against his opponent because his opponent can't really punish it very hard. So the reason why he is able to get away with the 1-2-3 after the crouching medium kick or medium punch is because in a lot of these situations, crouching medium punch into up kicks is expected as a punish or as an anti-air. So if you are going to parry once, you have to parry a second time. Because if the up kicks come and you don't, then you're screwed. So he went for the second parry and SHO just let him fall. So now Alex doesn't have meter, and Yun is close enough to meter with a full green bar that he can afford to take a little bit of a risk, especially in the first round, to allow him to get the meter that he needs. So he can either whiff buttons, go for throws, go for whatever, or go for meaties. Now he activates. So as we look here, he doesn't have meter. He doesn't quick rise, or he does quick rise. And Yun has the ability to do dive kick and then meaty. So at this point, Alex has to guess between high and low. Again, the standing medium kick, crouching medium kick conundrum. Gets hit with crouching medium kick. So the reason why he does this crouching medium punch up kicks here is because the dash punch that he did either is not going to allow him to get the forward fierce, or the fact that he has green bar, Alex has no meter, and it gives him the opportunity to build meter. So even if he gives Alex a little bit of meter, because he has green bar, even if Alex is able to get a super off or use his meter well, it's very unlikely that he's going to be able to come back from this life deficit. So let's see how he goes about doing this. So he immediately runs away, gets a blocked crouching medium kick, and then just fills the screen with buttons. Builds meter just by making his opponent attempt to come in, and now he has meter. He plays with his food a little too much though, and instead of giving him the opportunity to come back because he does have a bar and he now has 50% life, he just opts to activate. The neutral. So again, we've seen him do standing medium kick, walk back, do nothing, walk back with buttons, shoulder, and yeah. So he changes up what he's doing relatively consistently. So now Alex has meter, so I'm not sure why he's contesting here. He's just out of throw range, so he was at DED. That's why. Regardless on block, standing medium kick or crouching medium kick both would have given him activation, so that's why he goes for that situation. Now the forward medium kicks are ways to contest if Alex is going to try to do basically just block and take the throw, or if he's going to attempt to do his stomp out, there's a chance that the forward medium kick can hit him on the way up. Light punch shoulder to fill the screen, or crouching medium kick for the same. Standing light kick dash punch as a way to deal with EX elbow slash or dash or whatever at that distance. Lucky super. And now he has Yun cornered. So his goal here is just to keep him cornered. Especially because Yun was almost at meter. Oh boy. Reset. Gets thrown out of his throw, and now goaltending. Yun has nowhere near the meter that he needs to contest and get out. Stun. Finally in game the Genki. So I believe that is 3-1 at this point. Or 2-1. So again, starts with standing medium kick. He's able to walk up enough to get a parry on the crouching, or on the shoulder, which lets him get a hard punish. Genki bomb. Gets out of the corner. Takes a risk because Genki does not have meter. So this is an important part. So you'll see he does 1, 2, 3 activate. And then he does standing medium punch, crouching medium kick, forward medium kick. Now, if Yun tries to go low after the forward medium kick, then the stomp would beat it. But he just opts to jump forward thinking that he's going to stomp. Because if you jump at this particular instance and he stomps, you can land and then punish. So you mess up his Daipon loop, but that's okay. Hits him with a dive kick at a point where he knows that he can tech after he lands, because it's relatively safe. And then he fills the screen with a shoulder, fills the screen with a heavy kick. And again, he gets sweeped at max distance, and then Genki can't really do anything as far as getting closer. He leaked the thing, gets a combo and kills him. He was a little slow on his reaction to the universal overhead setup. He's staying far enough away from Genki while he has meter, even post whatever. So this is actually amazing. So he activates, he does forward heavy punch, because unlike some of the other characters in the game, like Dudley, Chun-Li, Ken, whatever, Alex doesn't have a great punish. Even if he parries it, he can sweep, but, you know, it's a risk to do that. So he does this, he does crouching medium kick, Kara standing heavy punch, and then that hits, and then he's able to do micro step, crouching medium kick into Daipon again. So basically he went for Daipon loop off of, or Keeper Jin off of a single crouching medium kick. Neutral jumps instead this time. This is something he hasn't done at the beginning of the round. So it's something new. There is the shoulder catching the Alex in the air. He gets a dash punch, and then he gets a free set play afterward. So after the dash punch, you can jump in, light kick, dive kick, and then if they quick rise, you still get a meaty with standing medium punch, crouching medium kick, or standing heavy punch. Heavy punch gives you a little bit of space afterward, um, so that's probably why he did it. And again, he does light punch shoulder at distances where he knows that he's at the max distance for Genki's dash. Tries to go for a quick rise set play. He doesn't quick rise, so he immediately jumps out of the corner with another dive kick and activates. Because Genki doesn't have meter to punish the activation with EX elbow slash. So he tried to do the Issei, which is to hit your opponent with a far standing medium punch and then a far standing medium kick after they've jumped over you. Daipon loop, dash punch. So you'll see immediately he just opts to go to a position where he can keep Alex in the corner. So you'll notice that when he does crouching medium punch, if he wants to go back to the range where he knows that he can contest jumps from Alex, he'll go forward 2 steps. Usually. And that's because he's trying to get to a position where he knows he can walk under Alex if he decides to jump. Again, he goes for that same set play, but doesn't get to go out. So that's the counterplay to the Zempo tension early, is the stomps. And again, he's going back to the palm and the standing medium kick. Wrong punish. Daipon loop. So again, he opts to just do standing medium kick again. So it's something that he's leaning on very heavily because he knows that a lot of the times Alexes are going to want to try to get in early. But, not all Alexes play the same, and Genki is a very defensive player. He knows when to go forward, and knows when to turn it on, but he's also very defensive. He doesn't take risks in the same way that a lot of other players might, although he is a red parry god. And you'll also notice why, or whenever SHO has done 1, 2, 3 in this set, he's never done it the same timing twice. It's always been slow fast or fast slow. Meaty activation. Sempo. That doesn't work on Alex. Using forward medium punch as Alex as a way to stop Yun jumping over you is actually a very good tool. He opts for a medium punch shoulder that time as opposed to a light punch, which shows that he's willing to take a little bit of a risk since he has low life. It's also the first round. You're going to try to milk his ender so he gets at least a little bit of meter. You'll notice that when he does crouching medium kick into shoulder, he never does it in this particular matchup as a cancel. It's always a delay. And the reason for that is because canceling it is relatively easy to react to. They can just option parry forward and then block, and there's not much that Yun can do about it. He gets out of the corner, and now he's slowly getting pushed back into the corner. Got under his jump. He gets wrong. And SHO wins 5-1. So it's important to note the spacing that SHO was at the entire time, the decisions on how he used his light punch shoulder, and the buttons he chose. It was only ever standing roundhouse, crouching medium kick, far stand medium kick, and crouching medium punch at certain ranges where he knew he was safe. Or could force Genki to try to make a decision that would show his intent. He almost never did more than one crouching medium punch in a row. There were only like 2 or 3 instances over the 6 game set that they played where he did 2 or more. It was almost always 1 and then reposition to try to make it so that if Genki jumped, then he was close enough to be able to contest or to walk away enough so that Genki can't jump and is forced to either make an empty jump, dash in, or walk his way in. Because otherwise Yun's just going to sit back and build meter, and it's very difficult for Alex to get in without expending bar on EX elbow slash. And again, making sure that you make certain risks or take certain risks based specifically on when your opponent has meter, especially when their super allows them to get you back into the corner, is important. So when Genki had meter, SHO would always activate in a situation of safety, whereas when Genki did not have meter, he would almost always try to put him in the blender and make him guess and earn his way of contesting his Genejin. So hopefully that is useful for both sides, I guess, as to what the game plan of Yun relatively should be. There are plenty of other players that play the matchup differently, but every time I saw SHO play the matchup, he played it relatively the same, and he seemed to be one of the most consistent against the matchup. Yakun plays it a little bit more offensively, and he's also just as consistent. So, there is different ways to play the matchup, but SHO takes as very little risk as possible in this matchup because just like Dudley, Alex is a swing character, so momentum matters a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much all, and hopefully this was helpful.